Apple, the name is synonymous with innovation, sleek design, a cult-like following. They sell us a vision of a better, more connected future. A vision of creativity, privacy, and thinking different. But behind those pristine white stores, behind the minimalist packaging, lies a much darker story. A story of illegal conspiracies, ruthless business tactics, and a corporate culture built on secrecy and control. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. This is the untold story of the conspiracies and unethical practices Apple and Steve Jobs didn't want you to see. Let's start with a proven conspiracy. In the late 2000s, the tech world was booming. Demand for software engineers was sky high, and salaries were climbing. But a small group of CEOs decided to illegally rig the system. Steve Jobs of Apple, Eric Schmidt of Google, and other Silicon Valley titans, they engaged in what's known as a no-poach agreement. In simple terms, they made a secret pact not to hire each other's employees. This wasn't a casual understanding. It was a deliberate conspiracy to suppress wages. By eliminating competition for talent, they prevented engineers from getting better offers, effectively trapping them, and keeping salaries artificially low. This wasn't just unethical, it was outright illegal. And Steve Jobs? He was the ringleader. When Palm's CEO refused to join the scheme, Jobs personally emailed him a threat. If you don't agree to stop hiring my people, I will launch a patent war against you. But the manipulation didn't stop at the executive level. The culture of control trickled all the way down the supply chain. While we paid a premium for our devices, the people building them worked in brutal conditions. Factories like Foxconn were plagued with reports of excessive overtime, low pay, safety violations, and a series of worker suicides. That shocked the world. Apple's response? Slow. Audits here and there, while pouring billions into the very partners accused of these abuses. The cost of ethical manufacturing was deemed too high. And what about the man behind the myth? Steve Jobs was a visionary, but by many accounts, he was also a tyrant. He was known for publicly humiliating employees, firing people on the spot, creating a culture of fear and perfectionism. That came at a massive human cost. He even betrayed his earliest partners. He famously lied to Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak about a bonus payment from Atari, shortchanging him by thousands of dollars. The pattern was clear. People were pawns in the larger game of building the Apple empire. So, what's the legacy of these conspiracies? It's alive and well today. In Apple's most famous controversy, the App Store. Apple maintains absolute control over its iOS ecosystem. They argue it's for security and a seamless experience. But critics, regulators, and companies like Epic Games call it an anti-competitive monopoly. By charging a 30% tax on all digital transactions and blocking alternative app stores or payment methods, Apple stifles competition and innovation. They've been fined billions in the EU and are facing a major antitrust lawsuit from the US Department of Justice. This is the modern evolution of the Steve Jobs playbook. Use your dominant position to control the market, squeeze competitors, and maximize profits, all while preaching a gospel of innovation and inclusivity. So, was it all worth it? Did these ruthless and often illegal tactics allow Apple to innovate in ways that benefited us all? Perhaps, but we have to ask ourselves, at what cost? We paid a premium for our devices, not just in dollars, but in suppressed wages, exploited labor, and a stifled competitive landscape. The next time you hold that beautifully designed iPhone or MacBook, remember, its creation was not just a story of genius. It was also a story of conspiracy, control, and a relentless pursuit of profit that often trampled on the very people who helped build it. What do you think? Is the Apple Premium also an ethics tax? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to fall down more rabbit holes, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next investigation. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.